start recording. All right, hello everybody. My name is Sofia Chepushtanova. You can hear in my accent, it's a Russian accent. So just a second, let me click on presentation. So everybody can see that, right? So what I'm presenting, Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, that's what you should see on your screens right now, right? Okay, so if you can't see that, just let me know. All right, so let me get started. So my name is Dr. Sofia Chepushtanova. So just one more thing, guys. I'd like to make sure that we are recording the session. Yes, we are. Yeah, just a little bit paranoid about that. All right, so one more thing. Okay, so my name is Dr. Sofia Chepushtanova. I'm of Russian descent. Students very often call me Dr. Sofia or Dr. C. I'm an assistant professor of Department of Mathematics and Computer Science. By education, my PhD is in mathematics, but I've been working with people from computer science here closely and even from other departments under some interdisciplinary projects. So I'll mention them later. Okay, so this is my 6th year. I really like my department. I think we have really great people working here and I'm excited to share with you what we have here. So Department of Math and Computer Science is part of College of Science and Engineering, or shortly CSE. Of course, there are other departments you probably know, and these departments are aerospace, studies, biology, chemistry, and different departments of engineering. So what we have here now, departments probably you also know, since why otherwise you're here, right? So we have mathematics, computer information systems, and computer science. And there are majors and minors in this program, so I'll talk about them as well. So let me start from math, because I think that math is very interesting and beautiful field. As a mathematician myself, I think of it as a science of patterns. And whenever somebody who decided to pursue a career in math is asked, oh, why are you in math, right? Are you going to be a teacher? Teaching is just one option, right? There's so many other great things you can do with math degree, especially when you combine your math degree with computer science or computer information systems. You can be a data scientist, for example, which is a really hot job nowadays. So mathematics is applied to a wide variety of problems. It's actually a tool to represent and solve problems in almost any academic discipline. So often mathematicians work, applied mathematicians, and I consider myself to be one, with scientists and researchers from other disciplines. Like, for example, I am a mathematician, work with people from computer science and biophysics, which is pretty cool. So I like this quote a lot. So this citation by Nikolai Lobachevsky, it's the following: there is no branch of mathematics, however abstract, which may not someday be applied to phenomena of the real world. And one great example I can share with you is topological data analysis. So topology is a very abstract branch of mathematics. It studies shapes and continuous deformations between shapes. But nowadays, such branch of topology as algebraic topology is used to analyze data. Actually, topological data analysis now, computational topological data analysis, it's part of data science, which is really exciting. Even 20 years ago, it wasn't that hot like it's hot nowadays. So if you have a math degree, especially you have some applied and computing skills, you can pursue a career in engineering, actuary, finance, data science, as I said, and different computational research fields. Computer science, of course, that's a very hot nowadays as well, right? People want to be computer scientists, they want to be programmers because it's a well-paid job, it's an interesting job, and it's just our reality, right? We live in the world when we have technology in every little part of our everyday lives. But you don't have to want to be a computer scientist just because you want to play video games. So computer science is something bigger than that, right? Even if designing video games, it's great on its own, right? And you have to have very, very great set of skills to be able to do so, right? In addition to that, computer science helps solve complex, challenging, and life-saving problems. So it's when we can't do this by hand. That's why we need computers, right? Our real-world data, they're growing, they're all around us, and we want to be able to solve these complex, deep, multidimensional problems. And that's when we cannot do that without computers. So we need very skillful programmers, coders. We need to know how to do that, and we need to have people who can do that. And of course, as I said, it's a well-paid job, right? You don't necessarily have to be a programmer. There are some other things you can do with computer science, and you can be the data scientist. You can work as business analyst. So you can do many other interesting things depending on your particular interest of application. So there's a little diagram here or barcode that shows you that mathematics and computer science are among highly paid jobs. Okay, so math CS skills, widely used, right? There are some examples in pictures I prepared for you just to excite you a little bit about what you can do having mathematics and computer science background. So you can predict weather, you can do trading, you can analyze genomic things, right? You can work in face emotion recognition and facial recognition in general, in tracking a person through building or through some territory. So all these interesting things can be done if you have math CS skills. Another set of things, video games. I mentioned them before, because just playing video games doesn't mean that you have CS and math skills, right? Designing video games is a very, very difficult and not easy task, right? So you can also do things like engine design, robotics, molecular dynamics. Molecular dynamics is something that my colleague Del Lucent in engineering and physics department here, and I'm doing together with our undergraduate students during summer mentoring projects. So more examples: movie making, artificial intelligence, social networks, creating surgical simulators, and many, many other things. And of course, we live with computers, we live with smartphones. New computer and smartphone platforms appear every year, so we need people who know how to deal with all this. So jobs in mathematics and computer science. We have careers in statistics, operations research, actuary, data science, math model and cryptography, right? It's cybersecurity. Teaching, biomathematics, bioinformatics, biophysics, animation. And your employer can be an oil company, bank, government agency, the military, national lab, or school of secondary level, or maybe higher level, like college or university, if you pursue your teaching or professorship career. So what we have here at Wilkes, in our department, we have mathematics, we have computer information systems, and computer science. So if we definitely say that mathematics maybe stays a little bit away from the other two, right? CIS and CS. Maybe some people do not understand the difference between computer information systems and computer science. So I will also talk about this today. So what we have currently in this academic year, fall 2020, spring 2021, we have 16 math majors, including 3 graduate students, CIS, computer information systems, represented by 7 students, and the most populated is computer science. We have 40 students. That you can see that's the most popular degree in our department. So in the fall of 2020, if you're curious, we were doing, professors, we were given an option to teach face-to-face, and I was one of them. Some professors decided to teach only online. There were also professors who wanted to teach in a hybrid mode, just partially meeting with students face-to-face and partially virtually. So there were different things we could do. And I was teaching face-to-face. I was really grateful for having this opportunity because I really like doing that in person. We were able to survive 12 weeks of the fall, and now we have break till the 1st of February. We will see what happens next. So far, I'm scheduled to teach face-to-face starting the 1st of February. Okay, so tracks within math major. So let me mention that briefly. So we have general mathematics or classic or standard track, right? So usually if you want to pursue further graduate study, research career, or maybe some other applied careers in industry or government, you would like to pick general mathematics, because usually it requires at least one more round after you get your undergraduate degree, like master, right? Or some people want to do PhD. While computational mathematics, it's a little bit overlap with computer science. So it's preparation for work in all fields of science. You have a very strong mathematics core here, but in addition, you also have a bunch of computer science courses. And I think it's a really great degree if you're interested in applied mathematics. I have a good student here who's pursuing computational mathematics major and at the same time computer science, because it's for hardworking students pretty easy to have double major with comp math and computer science because there's some overlap in there. There's also teacher certification opportunity for those who want to teach in high schools or middle schools. So what we have in math program here, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science. The Bachelor of Arts, you just have a little bit less core courses. We have minor in math. So sometimes computer science students, good computer science students who understand that math background is really great to have to be competitive in the job market. If you don't want to have or don't have time to do double major, you can do computer science major, for example, and minor in math. That's another great opportunity for you. We also have minor in statistics. Minor in statistics will be great as well. For example, if you would like to be a data scientist in the future, and computer science plus minor in statistics would be a great combination as well. So for people who are interested, there's actuarial science minor. So just briefly showing you the list of subjects, courses you need to take. Of course, it's a math hardcore here, so you have calculus of different levels. You have one computer science course, CS1 here, and mostly it's just math and differential equations, set theory and logic, linear algebra, abstract algebra, probability, real analysis, and so forth. There are a bunch of other things you may select from. In computational track, as I said earlier, you can have this overlap with computer science. So you have computer science 1 to computer science 4. It's 4 different courses of different difficulty levels in computer science, C and Unix, algorithms. And you also have, in addition to basic math courses that you can see here, numerical analysis, numerical linear algebra, and as electives, you can choose from some other interesting applied courses. I think it's pretty great set of courses to choose from. So just a little summary here. Master's degree provides foundation for advanced degrees in the future if you want to do that in computer science, statistics, engineering, data science, and even in business. So it's pretty great. And additional requirement, which is also true for CS and CIS, you need to attend senior seminar and present some research, do some research presentations. So you do that in your last 2 semesters of your program. So you work with a particular faculty member to understand the material, and then you do the presentation. It's just to show your communication skills and your ability to deliver a math information at a professional level. And there's some information about some past math seminar presentations. So you can see there is solving Rubik's clock puzzle with linear algebra, or modeling a diving board, or even doing cryptography using RSA encryption, or doing image processing with singular value decomposition, which is based on numerical linear algebra subject. Okay, so probably some of you can't wait when I start talking about computer science and computer information systems, so that's time to do that. So it's great if you want to pursue a degree in one of these majors. You will be prepared to work in industry, business, or do research in any other environments. You may want to continue with PhD later, and prepare for you to be a professor or an instructor. So there are lots of opportunity here, right? But usually, yes, people who want to do computer science, they think of themselves in the future as an industrial worker, right? Okay, so computer information systems, and I promised I would give you the difference between computer information systems and computer science, right? So what we have here. So computer information systems, it's, think about the following. So sometimes it's just simply called information systems. In some other universities or colleges, it may be called management information systems, or maybe, what else? So computer information system, management information system, business information systems. So here we have major, Bachelor of Science, and minor. The career question here for CIS students is, what technology would work best? It's, think about that. It's not about going deep into programming as what you would do with computer science major. It's rather a little bit broader. It's like a bigger picture. It's answering the question, what technology would work best? It's you use this degree to prepare yourself to work with different industrial or business companies to help them to find necessary computing or software projects, products, right? To help them to improve their business. So it's basically what you do is you you work with programmers, even if you can program yourself, right? But usually you work with programmers, software engineers, because you have this bigger understanding of what that particular business wants, right? So it's CIS task is use of computer systems in business, in industry, right? Tailoring these systems to fit business needs. So you still need to have programming skills to be able to do that. So, but in addition to that, you also have expertise in business. And because you will be taking courses like accounting, managerial, finance, and some other management courses, marketing courses, that's going to be a pretty big part of your CIS track here. So we'll talk about that as well. So you should be able to do systems analysis, systems design, and computer programming, and you should be able to develop, implement, and maintain information systems for your business or industry. So this is particular difference compared to, that's what's different compared to computer science degree. So in computer science degree, you never take, unless you really want to, as elective, you never take accounting, managerial, finance, management of organizations, foundations, some electives like marketing, production, operations management, and so forth. Those are actually business requirements of the CIS degree. But you're also required to be pretty skillful with CS part of your major, right? So you need to take computer science 1 to 4, C and Unix, web development, mobile applications, software integration, systems analysis, and so forth. And in your last year, you will also have to do senior projects. So there are some electives here. You can see web development 2, operations research, linear programming. And also in CIS, you probably noticed that I didn't mention much of the math courses. There are still some, but compared to CS, that's much less math workload here. So that can be an option if you really don't want to do lots of math. In computer science, what we have here in the department is we have, of course, classic BS or BA major, and we have minor. And the difference with the CIS that I described earlier is that the career question here that students in computer science should ask themselves is, why does the technology work? So basically what we have here is that it's primarily about sharpening your programming abilities, right? You don't just learn to write code, but you also learn why code works on your computer the way it does. So it's a little bit deeper into computing, into computer science, into programming than CIS major is. So it's just kind of considered it to be two different directions of two overlapping fields. All right, so our classic track in computer science, that's the only one, classic track, is requiring computer science of all 4 levels, from 1 to 4, then C and Unix, algorithms, architecture, software engineering, of course, senior projects during your last year, operating systems, programming languages, compilers, science requirements. It's actually for any degree here, almost any degree. And of course, there are some math requirements there, much heavier than for CIS major. So this is an example of senior projects from the past. If you're curious, you can see the titles here that the students worked on. So we have, for example, course rosters. So students were working on improving our course roster system because we all need that. I mean, faculty and students, we're all using this system. It's very convenient. There were some, I think, mobile applications, web-based advisor database, and some other interesting things like even games, RoboPuppy, Caveman Pinball, and so forth. So it's basically, it's like a capstone project at the very end that you team with somebody, at least with one student, unless you really want to work alone, and you present some finalized product, software product that does something, and you can do a great presentation about why we need that and why it works and how it works. So in computer science, there are some particular interesting courses you might be interested in taking, like computer theory, algorithms, artificial intelligence, database, operating systems, computer architecture, software engineering. I think I'm feeling deja vu. I think I already mentioned that maybe in the previous list, but I think it's good to repeat it again. All right, some job placements. Here's the list of some jobs that our graduates got. I think it's pretty impressive. It's IBM, Lockheed Martin, Sandia National Labs, Google, Intel. When I came here more than 5 years ago, I remember a student who was attending my job interview. He was, I think he got a job at Amazon. So really good students here, they go to internships during the maybe last 2 summers of the program here, and they usually find jobs without any problem. So I also had an advisee who got accepted to a PhD program in software engineering at Carnegie Mellon, and he had the combination of computer science major with minor in mathematics. It was a great combination, plus a research experience with me, and research experience was internship at this Carnegie Mellon. So you have to be active during your last 2 years, finding some good internship for yourself. Another student, he got internship at Dick's Sporting Goods headquarters in Pittsburgh, and he got a job there right after that. Okay, so a little bit about our departmental facilities. So we have a server, our own server here. We have Linux-based machines. We have 24, I think it's 24 workstations in our lab. We have Windows in the virtual machine on them, but yes, they all Linux operated. We also have a little mini, like we call it mini lab, at the very end of our 4th floor here with 8 computers. Again, they all Linux based, and with dual monitors that students usually use this mini lab for doing projects, communicating, doing homework, programming, doing research, and so forth. So this is the structure of our department. So you see names of our professors here. So on the left part of the diagram, you see mathematics professors, on the right, CS, CIS, and in the overlap of the two circles, you see three names of our almost universal professors who could teach some of mathematics and some of computer science courses. So Stark Learning Center, it's this big building. I don't know, I'm not sure if you had this virtual tour or you actually visited our campus. That's the biggest, I think that's the biggest building here. We are on the 4th floor. It's a little bit tricky to find us, but you will definitely be able to do so. We are on the 4th floor, and the Stark Learning Center itself, it went through some renovation on the 1st floor a couple of years ago. So we had some labs added, renovated. It was advanced manufacturing, nanotechnology, bioengineering, and computation simulation visualization labs. We got some grants, some money some time ago. In addition to that, recently we were awarded an NSF grant, you know, that's National Science Foundation organization who gives money to researchers and universities and institutions. They gave us money for to acquire a computer cluster that supports student faculty research across a variety of disciplines. We were very excited about that. So we have it also on the 1st floor of Stark Learning Center, and we're going to be using it. We're already using it in conjunction with other computing resources in our engineering center. It's so far the most powerful academic computing resource in the region. So we're very excited about that. And having said that, I would like to mention that there's opportunity to do some research here. Even we are not like a big research institute, we're a small school, right? But we're still doing research here, and our students, they do have opportunities to work with interdisciplinary faculty. So usually it happens in the summer because we're all busy in the fall and in the spring with lots of classes to teach and to take. But in the summer, there's an opportunity to have a mentoring project sponsored by the school. It's not such a big cash you can earn, but what is great about that you have like a real experience with faculty in some research project, and what you need to have to be able to be recruited for that, it's a good academic standing, some math and CS skills. You don't have to be expert in any particular field, but at least a minimum math and CS skills would be required, but you will learn a lot during this project as well. And of course, you have to be curious and enthusiastic and really committed to that. Okay, and as another list of some names of our graduates. Maybe that list has to be updated, but I definitely added these two last names here. This computer scientist and mathematician, they both went to some PhD programs. And there's also some, you see a bunch of programmers, analysts here, software engineers as our graduates. Right? Okay. So in addition to what I told you about our academic program and some opportunities, we would like to mention that we have some events, like for example, ACM Computer Programming Contest, I'm sorry. So it's a Mid-Atlantic region geographically, and we host this competition or contest. So some computer science teams come here and they solve programming problems, and from time to time we win. So we won first place in 2003, 2012, 2015, and even 2016. We didn't have this contest last November. I think it was canceled because of the pandemic. Another thing here, as a mathematician, I was happy to host this Integration Bee contest. But ironically, I didn't have many mathematicians among the participants. We had all kind of guys here. It was computer scientists, engineers, even pharmacists. So it was it was really great fun. So we had it for 3 years in a row, and then again, due to pandemic, it was canceled last year. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the spring. There's some winners you can see here. We also have Math and CS Club, which is supposed to be run by Math and CS students. So students' activities, discussions, fundraisers, participation in different events, field trips, it's all up to you guys. So from faculty, what you get is just some support, maybe some help with organization, events, and maybe, I think there's also the big club organization here at Wilkes that help you to raise some money for activities. So if you're interested, if you're enthusiastic, if you would like to have fun, I mean, professional fun, so please join the club. All right, so that's it. So this is my email. You can easily find it by just Googling my name, Sofia Chepushtanova, on Wilkes website. I think I will stop sharing right now. I can also send you my email by chat. So if you want, I can just type it for you. If you have any questions after we're done today, please email me your questions. Okay. And now I would be happy to answer any of your questions about any of the majors, minors, university, department, whatever you guys want to know. Any questions? If you are shy to ask the question, you can type it. I will be happy to answer that. I can also send you my webpage just to give you an idea about myself, and maybe you would like to take a closer look. And if you have more questions, please. Oh, I got a question. Where can we find this session after it ends? Oh, that's the good question. You probably should answer, ask admissions. I can also try to, let me think. I can ask one person who is organizing that. I can give you the name of that person, maybe the email of this person as well. So let me do that. I think it would be the fastest way to do that. So her name is Jessica Hajewski. I think that's how we pronounce her last name. Just a second. And I think if you email this person, she's from admissions. Did you get it? Jessica Hajewski at wilkes.edu. She was the one who helped us to organize this event. I think she's coordinating all the faculty presenters, and probably she will be able, I will be sending her my presentation after I'm done recording. So another question here, is majoring in computer science and minoring in computer engineering a good combination to study at Wilkes? Computer engineering. I don't think we have computer engineering. Do we? It's a good question. Wilkes? Maybe you mean, let me double check. Maybe they do have something. Oh, computer engineering, just a second. They do. Yeah, they do have it. You're absolutely right. They do have it in engineering department, computer engineering minor, right? So let me share with you what we have here, if you don't mind. So I'm going to share screen. You know, just type if you see that. Computer engineering minor. So what we have here, you definitely have an overlap with some of computer science courses. Like for example, computer science 125 or computer science 1 and scientific programming. It's either a course you can take, and if you took computer science 1 with us, you don't have to take EE 140. And you also can take CS 126 if you're with us. And again, it's going to be taken as part of the computer engineering minor. And yeah, I think, why not? I think it sounds great to me, and you can definitely, all these courses here, this EE 200 and 300 level courses, they will be part of your electives, right? So general electives. So, and that's absolutely, I think that's absolutely going to be great. So you'll still need to have a particular number of general electives, and whenever you do minor, all these minor courses, they can be counted as your general electives. I hope I answered the question. Yes? No? Okay. So there's another question here. Is it significantly harder to double major in CS and mathematics than to major in CS and minor in mathematics? I would say yes. So if you do major in CS and minor in mathematics, it's a little bit easier, of course, right? I can also show you, actually, I haven't opened, do I have it open? Computer science. No, probably I need to retype it. So by the way, if you want to find something easily regarding Wilkes courses, you can just simply type Wilkes and program, right? So math minor, that's what I'm doing. So if you take a look at math minor here, then the only thing that you require is to have the completion of minimum 20 credits, right? And partially this calculus 1 and 2, as well as 302, which is discrete math, that will be part of your computer science, right? And the other courses like 211, 212, 214, which is linear algebra, actually you don't have to take all of them, right? Just some of them. You have to carefully read all this, right? But just 20 credits, and it's going to be much, much easier. What's going to be a little bit easier than just general mathematics and major in CS would be, as I said, computational mathematics and major in CS. So in this case, it's going to be a little bit easier, but still you need to work hard. But it's doable. It's absolutely doable. If you're ready to work, I mean, you don't have to take like 30 credits every semester, no way. But yeah, just we'll find a way to overlap things and to schedule things such that you will be able to complete them on time. You don't need to spend another year here if you're double majoring. Okay, I hope that answered the question. All right, so minor is easier, yes, shortly. Minor is much easier, but computational math and computer science is not that bad either. All right. Anything else, guys? So I can stop sharing this. I would be happy to answer other questions. So we still have time. I don't know if you're attending the next session at 7:30. We have lots of time. If you don't have any questions, we just stop. Just let me know. Yeah, it does. So the question was, does your school offer any scholarships? Yes. I'm not a specialist in what exactly, what kind of financial help or scholarship you in your particular situation can get. So it's better to discuss with student affairs and admissions. But yes, definitely. I think if you are eligible for that, you will definitely get a scholarship. And often, if you're a very good student, that you have a bigger stipend to help us with your tuition expenses. All right. I hope I answered your question as I could. Okay, guys, anything else? Just think of this opportunity to be at Wilkes as not just, oh, I need to go to college because I have to, but just try to find something. Even if you come here undeclared, still during your first year, I promise, you will get a bigger and better picture of what you want to do with your life. Because we really want you to be happy with what you're doing. We really want you to find yourself When you come here, as I said, even undeclared, there's a particular portion of students who always come undeclared, which is absolutely fine, right? So you just take courses, look around, and I've had several examples with my advisors who either changed their majors completely, or, for example, I had a computer scientist who was really suffering during his first year, but then he discovered communications and he went to go on radio, and he was so happy about that. So we have radio station here. So that happens. So we have another question. Does your school offer any college courses while being in high school? I mean, no, we not specially often offer courses for high school kids, right? It's just courses that everybody takes here. But if you're eligible, and if you have prerequisites, you're welcome to take these courses under the program Young Scholars. It's called Young Scholars. Maybe again, it's better to talk to somebody in admissions and student affairs to get more information about that. But I definitely have one advisee of mine who started last fall, actually last summer, taking some courses like CS1, the first level of computer science, then Calculus 1. He wants to be a computer scientist, and next year, in the fall of 2021, he will come to Wilkes having enough credits to be counted as sophomore rather than freshman. Yeah, so that definitely happens. But again, you have to have enough basement, right? Enough prerequisites to be able to take a particular course. Okay. Right, if you have a particular course in mind, I can talk to you over the email later just to give you more details on that particular situation. Another thing, guys, when you come here, you always take an FYF course. I don't know if it told you about that. It's called First Year Foundations. So all first year students, they choose an FYF course, and you do what? You just have this little community of your classmates, and that doesn't have to be any particular chosen topic, right? I mean, it depends on the faculty who teaches that, but the idea is that you have this little community that you all together during the first semester, the different people from different departments come to you and tell you about the university, and in addition to that, you can get taste of what does it mean to be a student at the university. Okay, that's going to be part of your first semester here as well. All right, any other questions? So are you guys still considering many universities, or you already kind of feeling committed to Wilkes? So you can just say yes or no. Yes, if you want to come to Wilkes, or you're just still considering. That would be interesting to know. I have, yeah, what's the percentage of male and female in the CS program? Okay, I can take a look currently. Usually there are more male students, unfortunately, right? But there definitely, you shouldn't be intimidated by the proportion here, the percentage. As a female professor, I can understand that sometimes it can be hard, right? And usually in engineering programs here, I also saw lots of, like, it was lots of male students compared to female students. But yeah, we do have female students, even if there are less of them, unfortunately. But you should not reject this opportunity, right? You should pursue that if you want to be in CS program. You shouldn't be intimidated by the fact that we have male students more than female, right? How that makes sense. I can tell you what currently percentage we have, but I need to get on the system to be able to second. And I think that's problem of underrepresented female students in scientific fields, unfortunately. But I think that's changing. It's definitely changing. And many female students I had here as a professor, they were really, really great. Absolutely great. So currently I said we had about 41 students, right? In our computer science program. So if I take a look at what we have, maybe 1/5, 20%, but it's not too bad. Okay, anything else, guys? Now it's time almost 19:20 or 7:20, right? If you would like to prepare for the next session, if you're attending it, you're welcome to leave. Otherwise, I'm still here and I will be happy to answer any other questions. I'm checking the chat here. I don't see any new questions. Guys, I would like to thank you for attending my session. I wish you good luck with your future career, with your future studies, whatever you choose. Please feel free to email me with any after session questions. I would be happy to answer them. If I don't know the answer, I will find a person to answer this question for you. So please do. So, okay, I have another question. Would taking AP Computer Science principal in high school recommended? Yeah, you can do that. I know that some students, they take AP Computer Science and they don't have to take like Computer Science 1 here, right? So it's up to you. So you will skip taking this first level course here, provided that your AP exam is good, right? Has good results. But I can't say it's necessarily recommended, right? You can definitely come here without taking any computer science courses and be absolutely fine. I can also share with you, let me do that, computer science program, right? Computer science, just a second. I can share screen again. Hopefully you can see that. So again, you can find it on, just simply type in Wilkes Computer Science and I can click on, no, here, click on requirements. And what we have here is computer science major, right? Required courses. During the first semester, when you just come here, depending on your BA or BS, I would prefer Bachelor of Sciences here because it's more core, computer science core based. It's a little bit more focused on computer science, right? Not some general art courses. So here what we have, CS 125, which is computer science 1. If you took AP computer science exam successfully in high school, that you don't have to take that, right? You probably move on with something else. FIF, English 101, it's composition, or some distribution requirement, which you choose from specifically selected requirements, right? So it's just general education. You come to the university, right? You don't just study computer science per se, you also study some other disciplines, broaden your horizons, right? And being more or less, not universally, but at least broadly educated. That's why we require many other things as part of this program, and not just us, right? Every program required broader distribution courses to be taken. So you also take Calculus 1. If you have AP Calculus in high school, that's also great, so you don't have to take that. So usually for Calculus 1 as well as for Pre-Calculus or Calculus 2, if you come here and you would like to be at a particular level of math, you have to take placement test. And depending on the result of that placement test, you will be placed in a particular corresponding to your level course, right? Calculus 1 or Calculus 2. Usually it's in between Pre-Calculus or Calculus 1. Okay, but whenever you have AP Calculus successfully taken, you don't have to take this course at all. And then in the second semester, you have CS 126, Calculus 2, C and Unix. As it's like, it's recommended track, right? Recommended list of courses, but usually, yes, with every new student, almost every new student, we try to follow that, because later when you have higher level courses, right, they not offered like every single semester, and then we have just to be careful not to miss anything. Third semester, you have Computer Science 3, Discrete Math, Science Sequence, which is also requirement of general education, and some distribution requirements. It's usually some courses related to art, history, philosophy. So just, as I said, some general education part of your program. In the fourth semester, Computer Science 4, Discrete Math 2, Technical Writing. In the fifth semester, you have Elementary Statistics, more Computer Science courses. You see there are some options here you can choose from. And so for some free elective, distribution requirements, sixth semester, Software Engineering, some Computer Science electives, more electives of 300 level, free electives that you need to take to fulfill your general education requirements. And the last two semesters here you have, as I told you, Senior Projects 1 and Senior Projects 2. You have some more CS electives and some free electives whenever it's required. So as you see, it's a pretty heavy on computer science courses, right? But it also requires math courses to be taken. Compared to CIS major, I think CIS major also only require Calculus 1, is if I'm not mistaken, for sure. But yes, in computer science, you definitely need to take more math courses. All right, any questions about any particular program? Computer science major or CIS major or math major, I would be happy to answer. I don't see any questions in the chat. So how are you guys doing? Do you want me to stay longer? Maybe 5 more minutes, or we can end the session? And whenever you come up with another question, you send me an email. I can stop sharing again. All right. Okay. All right, thank you very much. I will just stop.